Welcome back, girls and guys, and we are in Baku, Azerbaijan this week. This is a street track, as we know, and it is the lowest lying track in the world. This video is going to be a bit different this week because I am late with my video, so I'm just going to give you some circuit information. So let's get into it. We have 51 laps, we have about 6 kilometers circuit length, we have 306 kilometers race distance, we have 2 DRS zones, and the lap record holder here is Charles Leclerc for his lap of 1 minute 43 and 9 seconds in 2019. So this track is a very tricky track, besides being tricky for the drivers with the narrow walls and all that kind of thing, and we've always seen drivers go into the walls. So I'll be watching the rookies this weekend. But it's also tricky in terms of setup. So because it is a street track, there is very low grip on this track. But the other thing is the cars need the high speed. So what setup do the teams go for? Do they go for a low downforce setup, or do they go for a high downforce setup? Because they want the speed, but they also need the grip. So for example, when you're going into turn 1, it is a high speed into turn 1, but then when you're in the turn, you need your grip. So do you go for high downforce because of the low grip and you need to make it out of that corner, or do you go for the low downforce because you need the speed? So this weekend's going to be very exciting to see how the drivers and the teams are going to set up their cars. Also, ride height is an issue here, and we know Ferrari and their ride heights. And it is a rear limited circuit, so heavy braking and the rear tires do sort of take a beating, but it's not a high dig race. So this year Pirelli's coming with a softer set of tires, so we're going to be seeing the C4 is hard, C5 is medium, and the C6 is soft. So this is going to be interesting because last year most teams just used the medium. So Pirelli's hoping they'll go for like a medium to soft situation. This race can be done as a one-stop. So that's also going to be interesting for the teams, and let's see what kind of choices they make. Because this video is a shorter video, I'm not going to get into the whole Oscar and Lando debacle of last week. Team orders is team orders, but this weekend McLaren could take the Constructors' Championship. So this is going to be fun this weekend. And can any other team hold them back? We must remember that Oscar does do well at this track, and so does Charles. So we may see a Ferrari podium. Also, overtaking is a bit difficult on this track, and we can have DRS trains. So guys, it's going to be all about setup this weekend, and you'll probably see that in practice 1 and 2 this morning. These are the times for the weekend. So we're running early races, and then let me get on to my predictions. So in 2023, Checo won, Max was second, and Leclerc was third. Remember Checo being the king of the streets. I actually miss him. And then 2024, last year, we had Piastri, we had Lando, and we had George Russell. George Russell's also currently not feeling well, and maybe we'll see Bottas in the car this weekend. So that would be exciting. So for pole, I think I'm going to go for Oscar, but I do have a feeling that Charles is going to do well here because somehow the car was doing really well last week. I know this is a completely different track, so I'm not going to say that Charles is out of it. I definitely see him being in the top this weekend. So for the race, so I do feel that Oscar is going to win it, and then we're going to go for Charles, and then Lando, and a 4th Max, and somewhere 5th, 6th could be a George Russell situation. Anyway guys, that's my quick summary of this weekend. But in saying that, my heart does want it to be Charles, Oscar, Lando. Anyway, I'll be out at Time Attack tomorrow at Killarney. Come down, it's going to be fun. We're going to see some of the guys from Somola Hill Climb, and it's just going to be such a vibe. So I'll see you tomorrow at track. If not, guys, join in the chat on Facebook. Have a lovely weekend. Stay safe. And I know you guys are probably wondering what is happening with my car. Well, it fell and broke. So hopefully it doesn't break this weekend in the race, and we can all be happy and be the Tifosi that we love to be. Stay safe, guys, and have a good one. Bye.